Here we are then, the day has finally arrived. Season 3 for the Williams Road to Glory has officially arrived. We're here for the pre-season episode as we always like to do. We're going to run through all the off-season updates, all the new car liveries, and we're going to see everything that I've changed heading to this final season. Hopefully you guys are excited for it. If you are, leave a like straight off the bat. Let's try and hit 1,500 likes on this video, guys. And I can tell you the first episode will drop on Sunday. So round 1 for the Bahrain Grand Prix will drop on Sunday, not the Australian Grand Prix. We're doing a shortened 16 race calendar. We'll jump into that later on in the video as a bit of a preview. You already know that Bahrain is going to be round 1, but yeah, I'm very much excited. As always, if you have missed the finale, the last race in Abu Dhabi, the kind of, you know, the curtain close of season 2, then I'll leave that episode linked up in the top right. But yeah, we're here for the start of a new season, guys. New liveries, you know, few driver transfers. Sebastian Vettel retired, so that triggered a series of moves, and I'm very much excited, guys. Now, to create this, I've actually used quite a lot of mods, and I've had some help as well along the way. So I'll leave all of the links, guys, to the mods that I've used and the people that helped me linked down below. So go check them out. You know, I wouldn't be here without them. So a big shout out to the people who made the mods, you know, that I've used for this, and also help from Kaizari Kine or Kine mainly. He really helped me out for this one. So shout out to him. And then finally, guys, subscribe if you're new to the channel. You know, you want to get notified for that new fresh content, especially when the first race at Bahrain drops on Sunday. So do get subscribed for that. And yeah, enough waffling, let's get into it. Okay, we've got a lot to get through, so we pick up the action after the Abu Dhabi race, and we outscored Hamilton after that final race of season 2, so we ended up officially winning the rivalry by 9 points. It was actually quite comfortable in the end. We also gained a little bit of driver acclaim as we level up to level 15, so it was a good way to cap off the season after a second place finish in Abu Dhabi. It was then time to renegotiate my contract with Williams, and of course we're going to go ahead and get that done because that's the whole point of the series. So yeah, we got into the contract negotiations. Just like the last one, we went for the medium risk just to make sure I don't lose my seat at Williams, because that would technically be the end of the series, and Williams agreed to sign the contract, so everything looking pretty decent as we head into the off season. Along with signing a new contract and a new, you know, money bonus, we are going to get some extra money for some perks. So I got a power mapping level 2 and a development feedback level 3, which in short means less engine wear on the power mapping and also more resource points in terms of development feedback. So everything was going according to plan and perfect so far. We then, with the R&D points that we had saved up, we done a couple of upgrades. So I did a major one for the aero for the DRS maximum slot gap. Then into the durability, I did a couple of upgrades towards the end of last season, and we're going to do just a couple more again because we don't really have many performance upgrades left now, so it's always a good thing to do a bit of durability to make sure the components get to the end, and that's something I try to do. I try to keep things realistic and stretch my components to the end of the season. But anyway, once the upgrades were done, we went into the kind of closing part of the season. Here's the kind of brief summary. We've got 7 wins in this season 2, which is great. 3 pole positions, 350 odd points, and a world championship. And Russell, to be fair, had a better season than season 1, but still a long way off the pace. We look at the trophy cabinet after the season. You can see there the 7 victories: Zandvoort, Monaco, Monza, Singapore, Suzuka, Mexico, and Sao Paulo. And yeah, a pretty good season all round. We got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 podiums, or 14 podiums, which is pretty insane for a Williams. And you know, at the start of the season the car wasn't on the pace, so we definitely had to work hard. And the real turning point was around Suzuka when we got that win, which was not on the cards. It wasn't part of the plan. Then we got that even more incredible second place at USA, starting from last place, and then pretty much it was GG's from that point on. But anyway, season review finished. We're now at the end of season 2, and we're now going to go into the brand new season here for season 3 of the Williams Road to Glory.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break, and keep up the good work next year.
Now here we are then, a new season, the final season, and as I mentioned, it's going to be a short 16 race calendar. So if we have a little look and break it down, we're going to go to Bahrain for the first race, and then we're going to go round 2 to the Netherlands at Zandvoort. We skip out Vietnam and China. We're also not doing Australia. Round 3 will be at Spain. Round 4 will be Monaco. We're skipping out Azerbaijan. We're going straight to Canada for round number 5. Then it's going to be France, Austria, Britain, Hungary, and Belgium as the first part of the European phase of the calendar. And then the second second part of the calendar, we go to Monza, round 11. We then skip out Singapore and Russia and go straight to Japan after Monza, which is great for me. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. Then it's going to be the American races at USA, Mexico and Brazil, and then we cap off the season in Abu Dhabi. So we're skipping some of the more interesting races. You know, for example, Vietnam's quite an easy one for me to get a win, so I'm not going to do that one. We're also going to cut out Singapore because, again, it's quite an easy circuit for me to win at. It's the easiest circuit on the game by far. And I'm going to challenge myself. You know, I've kept some of the harder circuits in there, like France, Japan, Bahrain. So there's going to be a few challenges along the way. I've made sure that we've got a calendar that's balanced. I've also cut out Russia just because, frankly, I find it very boring. Same as China. So yeah, I've got a calendar I'm quite happy with, and it's going to be really, really exciting. And on the topic of adding more of a challenge, another change I've made this season, we're going back to strict corner cutting track limits. So yeah, we're going to get punished if we make errors, and I think it's going to be another little twist in the tail to make things a bit trickier for me and to stop me from going too far ahead, or, you know, pulling away too much, as the Williams car does start to get quite fast. But anyway, waffling aside, before we jump into the car reveal, just to quickly recap, we're running 110i, of course, no assists, and we're doing, you know, as hard as possible with the track limits. So it's going to be an exciting season, a tough season, but I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, Bahrain is going to be the hardest opener possible. You know, compared to Australia, Bahrain is going to be a lot tougher. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, here we are. We're at the car reveal. It's time to unveil the new Williams. And I think you guys are going to like it. It's going to split opinion maybe. It's something different. And it's something that is, if you follow me on Twitter, you will know all about it. But anyway, I'm not going to waffle. Let's get into the car reveal. There she is then. She's an absolute beauty, guys. The brand new Williams. And the first thing I want to mention, you may not notice it from this, but I can confirm we have gone back to the actual Williams chassis. So we're no longer using the FOM/multiplayer car. I got so many comments. There would be minimum 1 or 2 comments on every single episode saying you guys prefer the Williams car or you prefer the Williams steering wheel. So, you know, you guys asked for it and I've delivered. I've gone back to the old Williams chassis. So hopefully you guys are happy about that. I know you were really asking for it. And I had to make a few modifications because, you know, the old Williams chassis does have some limitations in terms of what the livery can be done. Big shout out to Keizari Kine for helping me out with this, of course, for designing it. But as we move to some other angles, you can see there's a few things we've got to go through. And the first one being the title sponsor, Bitcoin. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll know I am quite big into my cryptocurrency recently over the last month, so I thought it would be quite fitting. And also, it actually works really well with the colours of the Williams, you know, in 2021 in real life, and also on here with the white, the yellow, the kind of light blue. It works quite well, so I thought it was quite a fitting sponsor. And shout out to Keizari Kine for suggesting that in when he was making the skin for me over Discord. So yeah, good job with that. The car looks great from, you know, all angles. Of course, we've got the Veloce sponsors as well, as you know, you'd expect. We've got the Dorton Capital sponsors as well, just below the 97 number as well. And you may have noticed a little detail. We've got the gold rims, the little trim on the wheels there. I've also added some little bit of yellow in other areas, like for example the rear wing and also where the number is. I've made a bit of an adjustment there, but in general, a few little highlights of yellow to go with the blue and making it my own design. But yeah, overall it looks great. Black, dark blue, light blue, sky blue even, yellow, white. It works really well, and I think it's going to be a nice car to look at, and hopefully it's an even better car to drive, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys like the livery. But it's now the time of the video to look at every other car and what has changed elsewhere in terms of the mods. So as you can see on the screen, we have the Williams. You've seen the car now, but here is George Russell. In terms of what we're going to do this year, I've changed the gloves from white to black, and I've also got George Russell's updated 2021 helmet this year. So a bit of a small update there for George. We then look at Mercedes, and there's been a bit of a reshuffle. I'll leave a link to the mod link down below, guys, by Peter Roche Racing. It's basically Mercedes AMG Ineos, and you can see they've pretty much taken over the entire team, replacing Petronas. Petronas are still on the car, but not as a title sponsor, and now the Mercedes is black and red, and of course it's still driven by Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Then Red Bull, it's going to be Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly. So Max Verstappen has left Red Bull. The question is where to, we'll find out shortly. But as you can see, in terms of the car itself, we've actually added on the Oracle sponsor, which is there in real life, so filling out that kind of empty space. And then I've also just fixed the race suits. For some reason, the sponsors on the race suit weren't looking correctly last season, so I've made sure to fix those, so they're looking pretty decent. We then, of course, mentioned Max Verstappen. Where has he gone? And the answer is massive. He has gone to Ferrari alongside Charles Leclerc. So Scuderia Ferrari have the two fastest young drivers on the grid, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen. It's going to be, I think, a bloodbath, and I'm very, very excited about the battles to come. Hopefully Ferrari deliver a decent car over the off-season. In terms of the car itself, the one change I've made, I've changed the wheels from silver to black. I just think the Ferrari looks much better with black wheels, and I've also added the mission winnow on the cap as well. That was missing from previous years. We then look at the Aston Martin team. So Racing Point are no longer kind of there by name, and the pink has taken a bit of a step back. It's still there in some areas, you know, the pink is still a bit of a part of the car because BWT is a sponsor still, but you know, it is Aston Martin, and in my world it's going to be dark green and fluorescent green in a way. We've changed the caps, the helmets, the gloves, the suits, and yeah, it looks great. Really, really love it. And you may have noticed Lance Stroll and Nick De Vries driving this car, so Sergio Perez has left the team. So we'll jump into that in a minute, we'll address that one shortly. We then go to McLaren, no changes here. The car is still exactly the same, and it's still the exact same two drivers, so Lando and Carlos still piloting the MCL35M. We then look at Alpine. Now this is a team that's changed a little bit, so last season it was kind of half Renault, half Alpine. They were in the crossover phase, but now they are well and truly Alpine F1 team. So the takeover and the kind of the change of name has been complete, and the car looks insane as always. I love how good the Alpine looks. And you may notice we have Ricciardo's updated 2021 helmet. I've also changed the gloves and the hats, which were yellow last year. So yeah, making a few small tweaks, but basically bringing everything in line and progressing everything quite nicely in terms of storyline. The driver lineup is unchanged. We then look at AlphaTauri again. No changes to the suit or the car, but Sergio Perez has joined the team. So a big shift during the off-season, a bit of a surprising transfer, but Perez moving to AlphaTauri and replacing Kvyat. So yeah, you may have noticed, of course, Gasly was at Red Bull, so there's been a bit of a merry-go-round, and you know, Sebastian Vettel's retirement has triggered quite a few dominoes to fall. So Sebastian is out of F1, Verstappen moved to Ferrari, Gasly moved to Red Bull, or back to Red Bull you could say, and then Checo has taken his place in AlphaTauri. Then further down the grid is going to be Haas, who have Kevin Magnussen and Matsushita once again driving for them, no changes there. And finally we have Scuderia Alfa Romeo, and of course in this one we've got Antonio Giovinazzi and Romain Grosjean. So yeah, they're both back again for another crack. The car unchanged and everything else, the suits, the helmets unchanged. And yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great fun. If we look at George Russell right now, he is 96 rated, so I'm expecting and hoping for big things out of the block from George Russell. Fingers crossed he can deliver and do some good performances, you know, as the season starts. But yeah, moving further along, for the start of this season, if we look at the facilities, we've got the aerodynamics on level 2 across the board. Chassis is level 2 except for quality control, which is level 3. Powertrain also level 2 across the board. And then durability is our strongest part of the team. And we're going to definitely do some work there soon, I think, just to make sure we get this out of the way in the first part of the season, and then we can focus on performance upgrades later on. And in terms of, you know, updates elsewhere, we are going to quickly throw on one more upgrade before the season starts. You know, during the off season you kind of accumulate weekly resource points. So yeah, we're gonna buy one more upgrade. It's going to be another aerodynamic upgrade. It's a minor one, and there we go, we're good to go for the first race in Bahrain. Hopefully you're all excited for it. I can't wait to get started. The car looks immense. I love it to bits. I think the little details with the yellow on the wheels just makes it look like such a nice car, and I'm really looking forward to it. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. You're looking forward to the first race as well. If you are, leave a like, subscribe for when that new episode goes live, and you'll be notified if you click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. And yeah guys, that's going to be it from me here today. As always, a big shout out to the members of the channel for supporting the content, and if you haven't done so already, check out the 2 videos on your screen, and I'll see you guys next time for round 1. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.